Hey everyone, and welcome! Today we're going to step into what I like to call the programming kitchen. We're going to get everything organized with this super simple idea: the Kitchen Jar Guide to Python data types. Sound good? Let's dive in.
I mean, seriously, of course you wouldn't. It'd be a disaster, right? A total mess. You gotta have the right container for the right stuff. And what's wild is that programming, well, it works pretty much the exact same way.
And that simple common sense idea, it's absolutely crucial in Python. It's all about making sure our data is stored correctly, so the computer isn't just guessing. It needs to know exactly what to do with it. All right, so let's dig into that. We're about to see why telling Python what kind of data it's handling is like the most important first step you can take. It all comes back to that one idea: matching the contents to the jar. And you know what? To get started, we really only need to worry about three main ingredients, or as they're called, data types. If you can get these down, you'll have an amazing foundation for literally everything else. Okay, first up is the string. The easiest way to think about this is like the label you'd stick on a jar. It's just text. Could be one word, could be a whole sentence. The big rule, the one thing you have to remember, is that a string always goes inside quotation marks. Next up, we've got the integer. And this one is super straightforward. It's for counting stuff. How many cookies are in the jar? How many years old are you? If it's a whole number, no decimals allowed, then boom, it's an integer. And our third main ingredient for today is the float. This is for any number that does have a decimal point. So think about things that need to be precise, like money, or measurements, or temperature. See a decimal? Your brain should immediately think, aha, that's a float.
Okay, so let's do a super quick recap. For any kind of text, Python calls that a string. That's our label. For whole numbers we use for counting, those are integers. And for any number with a decimal, like for money, we call that a float. Simple, right?
So you might be thinking, okay, cool, but why does this actually matter so much? Well, this is where the magic happens. It all becomes crystal clear when we ask Python to do something really simple, like add two things together. Check this out. And here it is. This is the big aha moment. On the left, we've got two integers. We ask Python to add 5 plus 5. And because it knows these are numbers for counting, it does the math. Easy, we get 10. But look over on the right. When we add the string 5 to the string 5, and we know they're strings because of those quotes, Python does something totally different. It just smushes them together, like you're taping two labels side by side. To Python, that's not math. It's just joining two pieces of text.
So get this, the plus sign itself does different things depending on the data type you give it. That's the whole point. It's not some weird magic trick. Python is just playing by the rules for that specific ingredient. And that, right there, is why getting your data types right is absolutely everything.
All right, you've seen the basics. Now let's make sure it's sticking. Time for a super quick quiz to put your new knowledge to the test. I'm going to give you 3 examples. You just shout out the data type. Ready? Let's go. Okay, first one. Think about your age. If you were to plug that into a Python program, what data type would you use? Did you say integer? If so, you nailed it. We count age in whole years, no decimals, so it's a perfect integer.
All right, next one. How about the name of your favorite food? Let's say pizza. What kind of data is that?
That's gotta be a string, right? Exactly. It's text. Any word, any name, any sentence, it's going to be a string.
And last question for the quiz. The price of a can of soda. Maybe $1.50. What data type are we looking at there? And that is a float. You got it. That little decimal point is the dead giveaway. Any number with a decimal part is a float. Awesome job. Okay, so let's put a bow on this. It's time to organize our new programming pantry and nail down the key takeaway for today. So here's the big picture, the main thing to remember. The variables you create, those are your jars. The data types we just learned about, text, whole numbers, decimals, that's the stuff you put inside the jars. And this is the most important part. The type of stuff you put in the jar tells Python exactly what it's allowed to do with it. So we've just neatly stacked the 3 most common ingredients on our shelf. But it kind of makes you wonder, doesn't it? What other powerful ingredients does Python have tucked away in its pantry, just waiting for us to discover? Hey, if this helps things click for you, I'd love it if you'd subscribe for more explainers just like this one.
Thanks so much for hanging out with me today.